Hey guys, after our review of the Nokia 6's Chinese model, you can find a link to that down below, we've gotten a ton of feedback from you about this phone. And we've been eagerly waiting for the global version to come out. Now that it's finally arrived, we find we do have a bit more to say. I'm Will for GSMArena, and this is our revisited Nokia 6 review. The international model of the Nokia 6 is pretty similar to the Chinese one. We even have it in the same matte black finish. There are some differences in the chrome highlights and the regulatory label on the backside. And of course, Google services are bundled with the global version. We now get NFC on this phone too. We did notice that unlike the Chinese model, this one doesn't have a notification LED. Where did it go? You'd have to ask Nokia. Also, we found some big differences in the camera performance, though more on that later. We all agree that the biggest plus side of this phone is the build quality. The sharp edges might not be for everyone, but the unibody is made of solid metal. It's built like a tank. There are a couple of things about it though. There is a camera bump on the back, so the phone will wobble if it's on a table. And the front-mounted fingerprint reader is a bit small and awkwardly placed, but it's still fine. Nokia really went all out to make the Nokia 6 look and feel like a premium device, and they've succeeded. But now let's get to what's arguably the biggest downside of the Nokia 6, the low-end Snapdragon 430 chipset. Now, some people are really hating on the performance, which is understandable. It's just not that fast. But though there have been some worries about the Full HD screen being too difficult for the chipset to handle, that's not the issue here. Real-life performance is as good as other phones running a Snapdragon 430, even those with a lower resolution display. That said, apps run okay, but they might take a couple of extra seconds to start up. The Nokia 6 is definitely not the best choice for a power user, and at this price, you can get a better chipset in the Snapdragon 600 series. Back to the Nokia 6's screen, there really are no complaints here. Its 5.5-inch LCD display runs at 1080p and has great brightness, contrast, and sunlight legibility. Stereo speakers aren't too common these days, and though this isn't the loudest speaker setup, it's well balanced and has really clear sound. If you're into playing music on your phone, you might want to check it out. The Nokia lineup runs pretty much stock Android. There's a visual overlay from Nokia, but that's basically it. There are no gimmicks or bloatware, and some people really appreciate keeping it simple. It does get regular Android updates too. But for people that want some unique features or more customization, the Nokia 6 might not be the best choice. Battery life on the Nokia 6 is okay, but not outstanding. And the global version is slightly behind the Chinese one when it comes to battery. The Nokia 6 has a 16-megapixel main camera and an 8-megapixel selfie cam. If you've seen our previous review, you know we really weren't happy with the Chinese model's photos. They were soft and colors were pretty lifeless. But seriously, the image quality is way better here. We're thinking there might be a whole different lens in this phone. Shots have more detail, higher sharpness, better contrast, and the colors have a lot more punch. Even the selfie cam has seen an upgrade, now sporting autofocus and better contrast and colors. Last but definitely not least, 1080p videos are much sharper than the Chinese Nokia 6, and I've seen a similar bump in contrast and color quality too. So, at the end of the day, the global Nokia 6 definitely has some strengths, like the camera, the speakers, and the impressive build quality. That said, it is a bit pricey for what it offers specs-wise. But if you're not interested in the smartphone specs race and just want a straightforward, reliable phone that can take a beating, the Nokia 6 could be right up your alley. Just remember, you can visit GSMArena.com to find our written review and full test findings.
Hey, has anybody seen my pizza?
Thanks for watching, and see you next time.